live support, the digital edition. This is a special moment, not only because it marks the beginning of a new academic year, but also because it celebrates the people who made this possible, you. Today, we recognize your journey, your resilience, and the exciting opportunities that lie ahead as you begin your UWI experience. Before we speak about classes, university life, or academic success, let's pause to acknowledge the early morning drop-offs, the late night worry, the extra shifts, the gentle nudges, the stubborn pushes, and yes, the moments when you became the walking ATM. You are the foundation upon which every UWI journey begins. As you begin this new chapter, I want to take a moment to recognize your hard work, your determination, and the support of those who helped you get here. Most of all, I want to say the words that matter most. Thank you. Speaking as a mother myself, I know that transitions like these are emotional, and you're probably feeling proud, nervous, and maybe a little uncertain. And that's to be expected because those emotions mark the beginning of a new chapter, not just for you, but for your loved ones. This year, the University of the West Indies St. Augustine campus turns 65. 65 years ago, this campus began with a vision to educate the region's best minds, to unlock the potential of our people, and to transform Caribbean society. It began with a single faculty and a bold vision that with education, our small nations could stand tall amongst the world's giants. This university, and by extension this campus, has produced prime ministers and poets, scientists and scholars, nurses, novelists, and entrepreneurs, to name a few. That is the power of the UWI, and that is the legacy your loved one now joins. But legacies alone are not enough. What matters most is this year and the generation of students. And so I know that many of you have questions, some practical, some emotional. You want to know if your student, whether that be your child or spouse or sibling, will they be safe? Will they be supported? Will they find their way? And perhaps the biggest question of all, have we set them on the right path for their future? Let me answer that plainly. Yes, you did. The St. Augustine campus is more than ready for the 2025-2026 academic year. We have continued to revisit and explore ways to strengthen our student services, improve our administrative systems, expand mental health and counseling support, and refine every aspect of the student experience because we know the stakes are high. We are ready academically, administratively, and emotionally because we understand that every student is someone's whole world, and they deserve an institution that treats them that way. And so by entrusting your loved ones to us, you have made a deep act of trust. And I want to assure you, they are in good hands. In our culture, we have a phrase for this kind of care when we ask someone to throw an eye. Now that does not mean idle curiosity or interference. To throw an eye is to watch with quiet vigilance. It is a neighbor who notices when your child reaches home safely. It is a grandmother on the veranda who appears to be lost in thought, but is keeping track of everyone who passes by. It is a teacher who seems to be writing on the board, but somehow always knows who is whispering in the back row. To throw an eye is to care without smothering, to watch without hovering, to protect without proclaiming. It is our Trinbagonian way of saying, I see you and I'm looking out for you. And that is precisely what we do at UWI. Across this campus, in classrooms, in student services, in the halls and residences, and in every interaction, we are throwing an eye, not to control, but to guide, not to smother, but to support, not to police, but to protect. This is what we mean when we say your loved ones are in good hands. On September 18th, you will witness the matriculation ceremony. A proud and formal welcome and a reminder that their journey starts not in isolation, but in community. Matriculation is more than tradition, as it is the symbolic first march forward toward the day you are already picturing, graduation. So we urge you to encourage your students to attend. A big part of UWI life support is to prepare you to let go. Trust me, I know it's difficult. For the past 18 or 19 years, you have been the fixer, the planner, the protector. You've answered late night questions. You've rewritten CAPE SB assignments. Don't worry, your secret is safe with me. But university requires a different kind of support. It's about stepping back, just enough for them to step forward. It is about letting them stumble and knowing that we will be there to help them rise. It is about giving them the space to discover who they are while never letting them forget where they come from. Rest assured, Dr. Diane Douglas in this digital series is really going to drive that home as part of her feature presentation. So, I invite you to lean in, not pull back. Stay engaged, because when students know that their support system believes in them, it builds an unshakable foundation. And remember, you're not handing them over, you're placing them in good hands. On behalf of the entire campus administration, thank you for choosing the University of the West Indies St. Augustine campus. Thank you for trusting us, and welcome to the UWI family.
To stay connected with all events and activities related to the UWI St. Augustine campus, make sure to follow us online. Find UWI St. Augustine on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and X.